Good afternoon, everybody. Hope y'all are having a great day today. Boy, I tell you what, it is shocking, I know, but the Saints have finally won a game. Oh my goodness. Of course, it's against the Giants, who are 1-4 now, and the Saints are now 1-4. It finally happened. They finally won a game. Let's see here. Let's see, game stats. Let's see. Okay, so see the Saints. I mean, the Giants actually had the ball more, like three more yards, fewer passing yards, more rushing yards. So it was probably closer than anything. 14-26. But yeah, they have finally won a game. Congratulations. And of course, LSU's on a bye this week, so I ain't got to worry about them losing. But yeah, just saw that before I came on here. I was like, holy smokes, they finally won a game. Man. And while we're on the topic of football, top news stories here. Everyone's saying the same thing about Texas QB Arch Manning. Ooh, let's see what they're saying. Let's see. This is by, let's see, Athlon Sports. Key points. Arch Manning struggles as Texas falls 29-21 to the Florida Gators in Week 6 loss. Longhorns offense sputters with just 15 yards and 6 sacks allowed. Fans rip Arch Manning on social media after 2 interceptions and multiple missed throws. But folks, don't worry. He is the best QB there is. And he's going to follow right in his two uncles' footsteps and become the king of the NFL. I can just feel it in my bones, folks. I can just feel it. Let's see. One fan wrote, Arch Manning is so bad, it hurts me. Arch Manning continues to show how much of a generational talent he is. Paul Feinbaum with the ultimate freezing cold take of the century. Anyone still wanting Arch Manning? Kid will be a fourth round pick at this rate. Doing good then. Arch Manning, not that guy. Average at best. All these teams trying to tank for him might as well stop. With the loss, the Longhorns fall 3-2. Whoo, boy, one more loss and they're out. Yeah, they might still. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see where they ranked at. Oh, they're not. Oh, forgot. They're not even ranked anymore in the top 25. Let's see. They still have to play number 5 Oklahoma, number 16 Vanderbilt, number 12 Georgia, and number 6 Texas A&M, which I think Texas A&M is number 5 now. Manning and the Longhorns will head to Dallas next week and take on the Sooners in the Red River rivalry. In the good old Cotton Bowl. And boy, they've moderned that thing on up. I tell you, that's a state of the art facility. Oh, one side of it. They done one side of it. Yeah. What happened, Arch? Just can't pull it off. Let's see. Here's another good one. I'm sure this will just go over swimmingly with their customers. Jack Daniels cuts off free cattle feed to Tennessee farmers after 45 years. Could destroy local town. Who's at fault? Let's see here. For 45 years, cattleman Terry Holt has started his mornings the same way, climbing into his truck, driving to Jack Daniels Distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee, and loading up on the leftover mash from whiskey making. That slop, a thick, nutrient rich blend of corn and grain, has been a quiet but vital link between the world's best selling whiskey and the local farms that surround it. Decades it kept feed costs low, cattle healthy, and waste out of landfills. I've been at it 365 days multiplied by 45, Holt told local outlet News Channel 5. I don't miss a day hauling my slop. It's that important to me. That daily trip will soon end. Starting next spring, Jack Daniels will halt its cow feeder program, cutting off free or low cost access to the distillers' grain that hundreds of local farmers depend on. Jack Daniels says its waste will now be redirected to Three Rivers Energy, a renewable energy firm that will convert the material into biogas and fertilizer. To the distillery, it's a sustainable win, one that aligns with corporate pledges to cut emissions and reduce landfill use. Jack Daniels produces as much as 500,000 gallons of spent grain per day, and transforming it into energy makes environmental and business sense. Um, what's wrong with feeding it to animals? What, what what's the problem there? How's that not? What? But for Holt and his neighbors, that change isn't just inconvenient, it's potentially catastrophic. Of the 500,000 gallons, farmers currently haul away approximately 300,000 gallons. The same 300,000 gallons planned to be reallocated to Three Rivers Energy. Without that steady feed supply, farmers face higher costs and tighter margins at a time when drought and inflation have already cut deep. All I know is that's going to destroy us, Holt said. According to the USDA, nearly 90% of farms in Moore County are livestock operations. For many, the cow feeder program wasn't a bonus, it was a backbone. The distillery slop was protein rich and plentiful, allowing small farms to feed their herds without paying sky high commercial feed prices. Now, with feed costs already elevated nationwide, up nearly 10-20% since 2021, losing this free supply will hit small operators the hardest. Some local farmers have already begun selling off herds or listing their lands. Other fears their businesses won't survive into next year. So let's see. The company owned by Louisville based Brown Foreman says the move was not sudden and not heartless. In a statement, Jack Daniels said it began notifying farmers about the change back in 2022 and spent years of careful consideration evaluating options. They suggest they realize the change is significant. We remain dedicated to our neighbors as we adapt to this new era. The company argues the shift is essential to meet global environmental goals and maintain its ability to sell whiskey internationally. What? Just stick to the US. You're good. You'll sell enough. What's up with this environmental goals? Global? What on dude, you're a US company. Why on earth are you worried about global environmental goals? Dude, just stick to making whiskey. This is the dumbest thing. Oh man. The new anaerobic digester facility built by Three Rivers Energy will help the distillery meet sustainability and emission standards while generating renewable energy from waste that would otherwise go unused, or you could just sell it to other farmers. What are y'all? What's y'all? This is just a big cop out. Global environmental goals. That is a bunch of patooey. Oh, please, give me a break. Ain't nobody worried about global environmental goals. Give it to the cattle, they'll eat it. There's nothing wrong with cattle. Don't even come at me with, oh, well, cattle produce gas. No, that's, yeah, they're part of nature. That's what they're supposed to do. Dumbest thing ever. Jack Daniels says it's protecting its long term future, even if that means risking connection with a local tradition that helped define the brand for decades. Hey, good luck with that one. I just don't. This environmental stuff is just a bunch of hooey. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It has nothing to do with environmental goals. They're probably getting a good, handsome sum for it. The money, yes, the money. That's probably what it's up. And if it is environmental goals, throw those out the window and just make whiskey and help the people around you. The farmers need it more. Okay? Oh man. On to the next headline. Mark Sanchez arrested. Everything we know after former quarterback stabbed. Let's see here. Mark Sanchez, uh, the Fox NFL broadcaster and former New York Jets quarterback. Is he the one that did the? Is he the one that did the butt fumble? Oh man, I'm pretty sure he is. Was reportedly stabbed in Indianapolis in the very early hours of Saturday morning. Sanchez was in Indianapolis to call the Colts game against the Raiders on Sunday. He will no longer be on the call as he recovers in the hospital. Okay, where's this arrest at? See, according to a statement from Fox Sports, Sanchez is currently recovering in the hospital in stable condition. Reports suggest that Sanchez went to the hospital in critical condition and underwent surgery after the stabbing. If so, his condition has improved. Let's see. That is where it's confusing. According to Angela of Fox 59, the police narrative of the situation doesn't paint a simple picture. According to the police narrative we received from sources, Sanchez was not cooperative with police when they first arrived on scene. Another man listed as the victim in the police report told police he was delivering food when Sanchez told him he needed to move and couldn't park where he was. Why do people get so up in a wad about where people park? I get it if they're blocking your vehicle, but come on. The man told police Sanchez started threatening and following him and then attacked him. The man said he first tried to pepper spray Sanchez, but it didn't work. He said it was at that time he defended himself with a knife. Police noted the man had a significant injury to his face. Let's see. Sanchez himself has not been interviewed by police. So the only side of the story we have is that of the man who stabbed the broadcaster, Sanchez. And he also received medical treatment. Let's see. So, why was Mark Sanchez arrested? Well, he was arrested for battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxication, all of which are misdemeanors. Of course, he is innocent until proven guilty, and he has not been charged with any. How was he arrested? I thought you couldn't be arrested unless you're charged with a crime. That whole thing's kind of wishy washy. Let's see. Texas earns new spot in ESPN's updated college football rankings. Let's see what those are. Ooh. Uh, Wait, how? This has to be. There ain't no way. Oh, that's Oh, okay. Never mind. I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about the. Let's see. See if we got any other. Ooh. Top judge's 1.5 million beachfront home is burned to the ground. A South Carolina judge's huh, beautiful beachfront home was burned to the ground on Saturday morning, sending three of her family members to the hospital. Man. Police have launched an investigation after the home of Circuit Court Judge Diane Goodstein, 69, roared in flames on Edisto Beach as her family, including her ex senator husband, Arnold, was rushed to the hospital. The 1.1 million home stretching up 3 stories went up in smoke at around 11:30 a.m. Law enforcement are probing the cause of the devastating fire. Let's see. South Carolina Chief Justice John Kentridge said in a message that the fire the fire resulted from an apparent explosion. The judge was walking on the beach when the fire started. Her husband, Arnie, was in the house with children and perhaps grandchildren. The family had to escape by jumping from a window or balcony. There were injuries from the fall, such as broken legs. Ooh, that thing burnt. Man. At this time, we do not know whether the fire was accidental or arson. Or was it something else? Yep, see, she's had multiple death threats over the years. Just last month, she was involved in a controversial case in determining if voters' personal information in South Carolina could be handed over to the government. She issued a temporary restraining order in early September, stemming from a lawsuit challenging whether the South Carolina Election Commission can give voters data to the Department of Justice. However, the order was later overturned after a 6-page opinion from the Supreme Court took issue with Goodstein's process and barring the state from complying. Not good. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's see. How bad did see? I know Alabama beat Vanderbilt. I can't remember how bad though. Let's see. Man, I was so hoping Alabama was going to lose. That would have been nice if they would have lost. Texas lost. Yep, great. Okay, so they beat them by, yeah, they beat them beat them by over 2 scores. Oh boy, let's see. What's the schedule for next week? So LSU had a bye this week. Thank goodness we ain't got to lose 2 games. Well, 2 weeks in a row if we don't lose the next one. Hopefully they can, you know, get their crap together. Let's see. Okay, so LSU plays South Carolina next week. Come on, I want the whole, I want the whole conference. Is it really that hard? Oh, good gravy. But yeah, I think LSU has South Carolina and then Vanderbilt, like right in a row. Okay, let's see. Next week, let's see. Next week we got Alabama and Missouri, 11 to 8. What is up with these early games? My goodness, get rid of that. The SEC should automatically have evening games. Listen, we do not play in the morning or the afternoon. We play in the evening. Then you got Washington State at Ole Miss, 11:45. Then you got Oklahoma at Texas, 2:30. Dude, that is so weird. That's so weird. Last year, Texas was number one. Oklahoma was horrible. And now, right now, Oklahoma is number 6, and Texas is not even in the top 25. My goodness, who would have ever thought that would happen? See, that game's at 2:30. Then you got Arkansas at Tennessee at 3:15. Then you got Florida. Oh boy, Florida at Texas A&M, which is number 5 now. Ole Miss is number 4. Oh, LSU got bumped up to. We didn't even play. We were 13. Now we're number 11. See, then you have number 10 Georgia at Auburn at 6:30. Oh yes, good. Another night. At least LSU gets a night game. South Carolina at LSU. Ooh, LSU home game. 6:45. Yeah, see that's more like it. Really, I'm not worried about the rest of the SEC. Just have LSU, at least have LSU have the night games. That's when we play the best. Tigers come out at night, folks. My goodness. These afternoon games are for the birds. Yep. That's about do it for this episode. Hey, at least the Saints have finally won a game. Now, if they can just win next week's game and LSU can win next week's game, hey, yay, Louisiana. Yeah, that'll about do it for this episode. Hope all of y'all have a good rest of y'all's evening. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, bell for notification, hit the like button. I will see y'all later.